Hi, friends. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to La Femme Bleue. Please don't forget to subscribe. I do appreciate you. So, wanted to share the latest update with my situation. Um, about, I think, 2 days ago. I saw it yesterday, but 2 days ago, my ex husband sent me an email for reimbursement. And so the reimbursement is pretty much for the fact that he visited our son last month. And so he wants reimbursement for car rental. What else? Airfare. But since he did stay over a mutual friend slash relative's house with his girlfriend, so of course he's not charging for that because that was free room and food. Um, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole process in terms of what's going on in this man's head, or if the girlfriend that he has, if probably could be his wife now. I have no idea from what I understand. He does spend quite a lot of time over her home to the point where he stays there overnight, leaving our two other kids at home by themselves. Um, but anyway, the legal system is all screwed up, so I'm not even gonna talk about what could happen with that. But in terms of what's in his mind, I have no idea. I mean, it's almost as if he's looking for a sugar mama. Probably, it's probably what he does have with this gal. She probably has her own place, and he's just lounging and consuming everything that she brings to the table. But I find it weird that a man who spends absolutely nothing on this child, and for him to come and visit, and yet he wants to spend absolutely nothing on him. I mean, for him to have the nerve to send me an email asking me for reimbursement, telling me that it is part of the court order, whether it's part of the court order or not, at some point you have to assume responsibility for something. So now we're gonna go back to the drawing board because I am not spending a dime for this man to come and visit his own son. You don't want to visit him, don't visit him. You don't think he's worth spending money, spending the airfare and spending the money to get the car rental, to spend some quality time with him, you know what? Don't come. Don't even bother. Because at the end of the day, it's an embarrassment, you know, to fast forward to, let's say he's in his teens and he's like, hey, mom, I'm still wondering why you and dad didn't work out. You know what? The proof is in the pudding. I am going to pull out all this trail of paper and email that this man has been sending to me. I'm saving all these things and I am going to show every single one of them to my son. This is why we're not together. Because this man did not want to spend not a dime on you. He surely did not want to invest anything in your upbringing, your education, your welfare, your food and shelter, nothing. But yet he was trying to kind of take from him, from what I can provide for him, extract everything possible from us. So at the end of the day, he's trying to leave us with nothing, really. Because when you take and take and take, at the end of the day, what's going to be left? It's not like I'm, you know, John, what's the name of that guy? I was going to name someone, one of those billionaires. You know, it's not like I have an income, I have royalties coming on, you know, I, I'm rambling on. Forgive me, you guys. But either way, what I'm simply saying is I don't have an extra income where he can kind of pull from. You know, I'm working as much as possible when I'm allowed because I almost feel as if the majority of my time I'm spending either reading court papers, um, finding proof of things that I didn't do or proof of things that I need to prove. All these things consume time. There are days when I'm like, what did I do today? I'm not able to work as efficiently as I could have because my mind is all over the place. And yet, he wants to get every single penny that I make to spend on our son. It's just not making sense. It's not making sense, you guys. What kind of man is this? I mean, I've heard of stories of women looking for sugar daddies, but no one ever talks about a man who's looking for a sugar mama. And that's exactly what this man is. That's what he has demonstrated to me. That's who he is. That's what he has put out in terms of who he is, in terms of his character, that he's more of a consumer versus a giver. You know, he's a total liability. He's definitely not an asset. You know, he was never an asset in the marriage because at the end of the day, I was the one bringing the majority of the income. And I think that's his impression now. He's probably looking at what I used to make saying, oh, she's got money. I can get her to support me and pay all these expenses. And he's in for a rude awakening. So stay tuned, you guys. Next week is my court date to dispute this spousal support, or whatever they're calling it, domestic support, you know, for me to support our other two children. You know what? He's capable of working to support them because at the end of the day, that's what he said he was going to do. So own up, be a man, and work and support the children. He's not even there physically for them. You know, one is going to school, the other one goes to school once a week. And yet, there's no way to penalize him for that. I don't understand it. I don't understand the system. I don't understand the court system. It's all screwed up. It's not in favor of children. You know, the same way you can penalize a parent for a child getting a gun, bringing it to school. You know, parents should be penalized for children who stay home and don't go to school. Because at the end of the day, he's a child. He's not 18. He's not supporting himself. So if you're calling yourself a parent, a guardian, then you should be responsible. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm just done with this man, you guys. I'm done. I'm fed up with him. He just needs to go away because he's one of those people who has to latch on and drain everything out of someone. because he doesn't want to work for himself. So stay tuned, you guys. I will keep you up to date on what's going on, but this was the latest and greatest, right? This is what I experienced the other day. I'm just not understanding what's going on in that man's head. I mean, I guess obviously there's just a big hole. He's not thinking. He doesn't process anything. He's got no plans. And he's looking for a sugar mama. I think he probably found it. Found a sugar mama with this current chick that he has. Because unless there's a benefit, he wouldn't latch on. So there's some benefit somewhere. Whether it's her home, her income, something physical that he's benefiting from. All right, until we talk again, thank you for listening to La Femme en Bleu. Talk to you soon, you guys.